exercise their freedom, as well as that the minority that want to express their views in a civil manner against this radical and extreme element that derives its legitimacy from foreign backers. There are people, there are leaders in Uganda today who think that because foreign media, because foreign governments accost us, that we shall pull back. We just want to send a message that this government will not pull back on issues of governance, issues of the rule of law, issues of constitutionalism. If there are people who think that Uganda is going to be a playground for mischief, they should be better get more prepared. The mere fact that we have an element that derives its legitimacy from foreign backers and have access to their media and their parliaments does not mean that the silent majority of Ugandans in their chambers, in their market stalls, in their workshops, in their dukas, in their schools, in their health centers working, will not be protected. The silent majority in this country that has no access to social media, you can lambast us on Twitter, on Facebook, but the silent majority, we do believe, is with the government. And we shall stand up, the government of Uganda will stand up for that silent majority, which has no access to Twitter, to Facebook, to social media. 3, Uganda takes objection to the tacit approval of indisciplined behavior by the EU leaders and some of their institutions of Uganda's opposition politicians in the country. We take strong objection that while they condemn the action of Uganda government, their silence is so loud on the indiscipline of the leaders. And we want to make a distinction between indiscipline among leaders and indiscipline among ordinary Ugandans. We are clearly talking about indiscipline among leaders because we think leaders ought to know better what they should be doing. So we take strong objection. The matter is referred to in this resolution, such as the threat, the security of the president while in Arua. The 33 people arrested in connection with this incident, including the MPs, are regrettable. The loss of any life is regrettable. However, for EU Parliament to pass a resolution asking the courts of Uganda to drop charges is inconceivable. That a parliament in Europe should pass a resolution asking our courts to drop charges instead of calling on the courts of Uganda to be as transparent as possible, to do correct investigation, and let the course of justice take its course. We see this as premeditated attempt to hijack and subvert our institutions. Could EU Parliament and those who actively promote impunity in other people's nations have some humility in this area, especially given the fact that the matters they are discussing are under investigation and some of them are actually before courts. To give context to Uganda's action to protect the lives and property of her people, only in January last year, the U.S. Security Forces rounded up 214 demonstrators in Washington, D.C., and charged them with criminal intention to destroy lives and property. The last of that group was only released 2 months ago. We did not hear EU Parliament condemning the US. Does the lives and property of people in the Western world matter more than those of the people on the streets of Kampala, Mityana, Arua, or anywhere else in Uganda where violent demonstrators seek to destroy? Why haven't they asked that in Arua where elections took place, arrests made, including of the MP-elect, we have not had a single incident of anybody protesting or burning tires in Arua. But we have somebody or a group of people being paid money to burn tires down Kiseka Market, down Owina Market, and in the Kamwocha. We have not had a single protest in the Chadondo East. However, we have protests in the center of Kampala. If you add 1 plus 1, isn't that equal to 7? Are we wrong as a government to suspect that there's a hidden hand? If the protest was genuine, because Bobi Wine has been arrested, why not in Chadondo East? Why not in Ntungamo, where Gerard Karuhanga comes from? Why not in Arua municipality, where Kasiano Wadru comes from? 4, Uganda further strongly objects to the lectures on press freedom because we know that this country is the most open with the robust media. Transgressions may occur against the media while doing their job, but Uganda is among the most open societies as far as media freedom is concerned, by way of the sheer number of platforms, by way of mere sheer number of citizen journalism. As government, we don't condone transgression on media freedom. Each time there has been instances of transgression, we do investigate, we do punish, and we make effort to ensure that those transgressions do not recur, or if they recur, not in a similar fashion. We want to pledge before you that the incidents that we saw in Arua, the incidents that we saw in Kampala, they are regrettable. Action is being taken. When those soldiers, when those policemen eventually appear before the respective disciplinary committees, those committees, those disciplinary procedures will be transparent, will be public, and will be invited to cover the proceedings. We also do believe that our institutions of governance and non-state actors that watch over government are credible enough that we don't need as a country, or even as a continent, lectures from our colleagues, from our friends, especially in Western Europe. There in the Congo, we don't see much change in the Congo. There in Togo, in Gabon, we don't see much change there. There in Libya, we don't see much change there. There in Iraq, there in Syria, we don't see much change there. They should not seek to spread the phenomenon of failed states across Africa, which we think is their ultimate intention, because they want to have their hands on the resources of Africa. 5, Uganda witnessed with consternation during the debate on this resolution from some of the members on the floor of the EU Parliament that their quarrels, part of their quarrel with our country and our government, is about the sexual orientation we have chosen. You can go by yourselves and review the debate. That European members of Parliament are not ashamed to raise on the record that part of their quarrel with our government and our country is because we have chosen a sexual orientation which is different from theirs. If they are European prime ministers or ministers who are homosexuals, who are lesbians, that's their choice. They shouldn't impose it on us. When we say our youth, especially our vulnerable people, should not be deliberately lowered by money to change their sexual orientation against our culture, against our own norm. This is the reason somebody can stand in the Parliament of the European Union to pass a resolution like this against us. We take strong exception and we shall not retract from that position. Uganda would like to reaffirm its commitment to individual and human rights and protection of its society, especially the youth and children, from the massive liberal invasion of negative behavior of some of the elements from our Western allies. We prefer to keep these values as a definition of who we are as a people, and would very much like to be accepted as that by our allies. Finally, Uganda would like to assume that the EU parliamentarians either acted out of their naturally limited knowledge of our country or picked rumors and verified conversation on social media, and therefore have chosen to remove any veil of pretense about where they stand when it comes to judging the various players in the Uganda political scene, so that they can formally and unashamedly warn the Uganda people and their government that budget support funds given to the country for development should be used as leverage to monitor whether opposition MPs are being hindered, is clearly to reduce the relationship with Uganda that has held so fast and strong on a whole broad of issues: security, international peace, trade, and cultural exchange, to simply money. Europe has sent money to Africa. We haven't seen how significant that has changed Africa. And I think by this, Africans should realize that money alone is not enough to transform people. It takes commitment. We are not calling for the withdrawal of their support, but we are asking them that let them respect our values. There is no African ambassador in any of the capitals of Europe who can address a press conference to tell a European government or even a European official what to do. Could we ask humbly, therefore, as a nation, that the UMPs would do better to kindly reserve the role of umpire of our politics and social change to the people of Uganda and their respective institutions. Uganda saw its darkest period between 1980 and 1990s. It was restored by the people of Uganda, and only they and their will determine the destiny and future of this country. This response is circulated to the people of Uganda, our media houses, the EAC partner states, and the African Union, who the government has an obligation to protect from lies being spread by groups opposed to our trajectory of transformation over the last 30 years. Thank you very much.
Do we have any chances for questions?
Yes, you can ask some questions before I go to Uganda.
AFP. One might also read the resolution from EU that it was called for investigation of the events in Arua. It was called to respect the Anti-Torture Act of Uganda. How do you comment on that?
Well, they called for investigation, but at the same time they nullified. They're saying the courts of Uganda. First of all, they concluded that these charges are trumped up. If you say the charges are trumped up, why are you calling for investigation? Why are you asking the courts of Uganda to drop the charges? That clearly demonstrates that they were not impartial umpires. They have already concluded they are trumped up charges. Can we ask those MPs or their parliament the basis for their conclusion that the charges are trumped up?
In response to that, military court did drop the charges that were initially filed. So based on that, they're calling for independent investigation. So they're not saying.
Would we say, Tina? Would we say all cases that go to civilian court go the full length of trial, and because a case has been dropped or discontinued or even lost, therefore the charge was trumped up? Would we conclude so? Are all cases in European courts, do all the cases go to full trial and secure conviction? No. And that's why we are saying they should have the modesty of giving our institution the benefit of the doubt. Yes, sir.
Don't you think all this is going to further strain the relationship between Uganda and the European Union, as well as the aid that Uganda is getting from the European countries? Do you think this is further going to further impact on the aid that comes to Uganda? And also the second question, does this response really wash away that there have been some violation of human rights in Uganda?
No, I will start with the last one. That's the reason, if you remember, when the two MPs claimed that they had been mistreated by the Uganda police and army, Chagulanyi and Zake, or through their lawyers, the government of Uganda subjected them to medical examination by a team of specialists constituted by the Uganda Medical Board. So, and by the way, the Uganda Law Society had written to the DPP, and the DPP directed the police to provide a report on the condition of MPs. That has been the first step to try and establish either mistreatment, assault, or indeed torture. So you cannot say the Ugandan state was not bothered about the complaints. Two, in Arua court, if you are attentive, there's a lady there who appeared in the court bleeding. Don't mind where the source of bleeding was. Once that matter was raised, the magistrate and later the judge directed the police and the prisons to subject that lady to medical examination to establish what was the cause or the reason for the bleeding. And if you attended the press conference of Inspector General of Police and CDF in Naguru, they said there's a report available with Commissioner General of Prison where examination was made in Lacho Hospital, which is a credible medical institution in this country. It is not up to me, or indeed the prison, to disclose the full scale or findings of that medical report, because it would be a violation or intrusion into privacy of an individual. But If you're their lawyers, you can go and apply and get that record. About strained relation, first of all, we don't believe there's a strained relation. Those are your words. I did not hear you asking EU whether in passing their resolution they would strain relations with Uganda. Why do you think that when we make a response, and more so, responding to specific issues they raised in their resolution, you think relations should be strained? But even if relations were to be strained, but we are correct, what is the problem? We as Ugandans, we as the NRM government, we don't fear to pick on and fight just wars. We don't fear to pick on just wars. So, strained relations? No, there are no strained relations. Should our relations be contingent only on the fact that somebody has made a false accusation that opposition MPs, how many opposition politicians, because here they're saying opposition politicians, how many opposition politicians are in Uganda that are being tortured, that have been arrested, that are being harassed, whose businesses have been liquidated simply because they are members of opposition? So again, we are responding that this omnibus accusation is not correct, is not fair to us. More so, when these matters are before investigation, Mr. Bobi Wine is in the US. We would be glad when Bobi Wine comes to ask him, show us your medical record, medical examination. We match that against the one in Uganda. So then we know who could be telling or who could be adding some bit of salt in their statement. Sabiti.
Thank you. Sabiti Joseph, NBS TV. There are certain things which are on record. Your comment on the country stand on homosexuality, for example, is on the handstand that the leader of government business during that debate actually did not support Bahati's move.
The leader?
The leader of government business then, the right honorable Mama Mbabazi, actually raised objections at debate. Isn't that a bit of double standard from government?
No, it is you whose understanding is not accurate. First of all, as I was concluding this statement, I said we reiterate our commitment to protect individual and human rights. What do you understand? And this has been the position even before the Bahati bill in Parliament. The position of the government of Uganda was that we protect all, whether you are homosexual or you are not. Our objection that time, even now, is calculated promotion, especially using financial inducement. And I'm sure you know that this government does not have a single person in a police cell, in custody anywhere. We don't have moral policemen who go walking around seeing who is doing, who's behind. You know, we don't do that. So we are talking about our commitment to protect individual and human rights. So there is no contradiction. Bahati's bill was attempting to go out to look for people of specific sexual orientation. Let me have the man at the window first.
Yes, talking about China, USA, and Europe, we are seeing Uganda shifting from getting donations from Europe and China and USA to now China. And my question is, are we seeing a new colonial master through the loans we are taking from China? Then about journalists, there are some foreign journalists who had applied to do reporting here and they have been blocked. And I'm asking what informed that decision?
Well, first of all, the country with the biggest debt to China is the United States. May I inform you? The country most indebted to China financially is the United States. Secondly, Uganda is not shifting alliance or seeking financial support. We are diversifying our sources. Diversifying and shifting are completely two different things. We are diversifying. Like we are now diversifying, saying, can we raise, we have the potential to actually raise more than 90% of our resources internally. So we are doing diversification. We are not shifting alliances. We are not shifting allegiance. No. About foreign journalists, I'm not privy. I'm the one who clears them here. Only Friday last week, I cleared 2 journalists here, one French, one Swiss. But what you need to know, they work for a French firm, media firm. They were coming here to document the effects of LRA. According to the official document, they are going to be here for about 30 days. If they don't conclude their work, they can seek extension. But let me just say this, because it has been a matter that has been raised by somebody called Michael Hogan, the chairperson of the president of the foreign correspondent. He has not raised it with me, by the way. I saw his letter on social media. I would like to tell Michael Hogan that that's not the best way to address the government of Uganda. If you have an issue, raise it with the relevant institutions of government. He has not. You can ask him. He knows me. He comes to this office as never. His own license is not under any threat. But let me just conclude with this. Admission of any foreigner, journalist or not, granting them a visa is the prerogative of the government of Uganda. It's at the discretion of the government of Uganda. Giving a work permit, which a journalist would require, is the prerogative of the government of Uganda. Giving you accreditation is at the discretion of Uganda, the government of Uganda. Would you want me, if tomorrow I find that this foreign journalist is not actually a journalist, but he's an agent of a foreign spy agency, or has been deported by another country somewhere, would you want me to put this on record? The Uganda government has taken the direction that when we find instances of this nature, where somebody comes here as a journalist, but through intelligence accreditation, we get evidence that this person was deported, for example, a month ago for different crimes. We prefer to say, sir or madam, we cannot give you accreditation, bye-bye, rather than expose them. I can show you on my phone text messages of people who have removed from here who plead, please don't further expose us. Don't tell the world that you have deported us, because other parts of the world, they will not know the reason why you have deported us. It will be difficult for us to enter other countries. So we feel from a human point of view to live, unless the other person insists, then we can make that disclosure. But there is no ban on foreign journalists who want to come here. All we ask you, come with proper documents. From your institutions, we cross-check with your embassies, we cross-check with our intelligence services, and accreditation will go on. Yes, sir.
I'm Pius Chandai, what we book from an XFM. Bobi Wine is coming back this Thursday. What do you have to say about his return, and will government provide security, because there are plans that Ugandans are going to welcome him or receive him in big numbers? What do you have to say about that?
Well, the government of Uganda does not consider Bobi Wine's absence as a much ado. He went on his own. He's free as a bird in the air to return. we shall provide as a government the usual security and protection guarantees that we provide for all travelers and leaders of his level. He's a member of parliament who qualifies if he chooses to pass through the VIP and, if need be, to be escorted to his destination. But his return, and he should not make it an issue. Because by attempting to make it an issue is as if the government of Uganda sent him away and is afraid of him coming back. No, he should not make his return an issue. His citizenship and his rights here are not contested. Yes, sir.
As complex communication, we have any concrete evidence to suggest that the opposition is receiving funding from the foreign forces? And then secondly, the US has been publishing statements indicating the amount of money Uganda receives from the US. They seem to suggest that these claims don't make sense of US supporting the opposition, because the government seems to be receiving more money than the opposition.
Well, those who don't know international politics, your enemy can give both sides. It is not unusual for America to give both sides to a conflict support. Secondly, the support the government of Uganda gets from other governments, other countries. First of all, if it is a grant or a loan, is declared in Parliament of Uganda. It is appropriated by the Parliament of Uganda. It is accounted for through the Parliament of Uganda. So that shouldn't be an issue, that the government of Uganda receives money from foreign entities, because it is received through established laws and transparently. If it is not effective, I urge your members of Parliament to make sure that the way the government accounts or receives money is more effective. For opposition parties and civil society organizations, I would challenge you to ask them if any opposition leader has sold their cows or matoke. I can challenge you to go and ask them where they routinely get air tickets for their travels, and so on and so on. You can go and ask them. But the most recent, by the way, this riot in downtown Kampala, in one of the storage buildings at Nakivubo Muse, security actually apprehended people who were giving youths 50,000, 80,000, 100,000. By the way, some of the 67,000 youths who were arrested in relation to Bobi Wine right in Kampala were related to receiving that money. And let us wait for evidence in court. Maybe finally then we'll go for the Uganda. Yes.
My name is Dennis Swing and I work with Avanti. My question to you is, you've relished the fact that the MP is alleged to have been tortured by securities in the government. I'm wondering, this is not the first time we are getting allegations of torture. We've had different reports. Actually, if I can cite for you, the Kawesi murder suspects alleged to have been tortured. We've seen reports deeming the police to be among the top violators of human rights and, of course, torturing Ugandans. What are you doing as government to curb this? Because it has not just started with the MPs.
My understanding and your understanding of the word torture is different. Mine is guided by the law of Uganda. I told you here that we don't condone mistreatment. We don't condone any violation. We don't condone torture. And torture is defined both in our Constitution and the Anti-Torture Act 212. So anybody who makes a claim that they were tortured, it must meet the standard in the anti-torture law of Uganda and other conventions. It's not enough because I was beaten and I have bruises. For me, yes, I can say I was tortured, but if I go to a tribunal, would that amount to torture? And I have not rubbished. I am the one who said, since Bobi Wine and his friend or their lawyers are saying they were tortured, the more reason the government subjected them to a medical examination. Good enough They are now out of our hands. They can bring their medical examination report from Washington, D.C., from New York, and the rest of the world. And we match them against the record available in Uganda and put those to the courts of Uganda. Nobody is rubbishing. Every matter, whether mistreatment, violation, shall be investigated. And we should put our eyes there. Nobody is rubbishing. The government of Uganda is not rubbishing allegations that they were tortured. Yes, are there instances previously where torture has been established? Indeed, yes. First of all, by our own Committee of Parliament, by the Uganda Human Rights Commission, by the different civil society organizations, by the courts of law of Uganda. Where we have been weak at is taking remedial action. In some of the cases, as you know, there have been monetary compensation ordered. Some of those haven't been made. But that torture doesn't happen in Uganda. Torture does happen. It is not condoned. Mu Uganda lwange lwa gear 1. Nga kinajjukirwa wiiki ewedde Parliament ya European Union gye tumanyi nga EU Parliament, ababaka baabwe bayisa ekiteeso n'okuwabula gavumenti ya Uganda nga basinziira ku bivudde mu kulonda mu Arua municipality. Ekyokusooka njagala kutegeeza bannayuganda, gavumenti ya Uganda tenaba kufuna okuwabula kuno mu butongole oba mu buwandiike eri embassy yaffe eri mu Brussels oba eri wano ministry yaffe ya Foreign Affairs. Kino kitulaga tino oba oliawo ekigendera kyabwe bibadde birala. Singa babadde bantu nga bantu balungi nga baagala kutereza obukyamu obuli mu nfuga yaffe oba mu bukulembeze bwaffe, banditubadde ekiteeso kino nga tenaba kuyanjulizibwa mu Parliament oba okutuwa okuwabula kuno resolution eno amangu ddala nga bakamala okuyisa okuwabula kuno. Naye tebanaba kuva ku Friday ewedde tuyigire mu weekend ne leero. Naye tusuubira tuno nga weekend tunaba kuggwako ndowooza oba oli abo bajja kuba batuweereza okuwabula kuno. Kyetuva tusalabo nga gavumenti okuwaayo endowooza yaffe eri mmwe bannamawulire n'okutwalira awamu nga tuyitamu mmwe bannamawulire bannayuganda. Tetuli bamativu nga gavumenti okulaba nti ekiteeso kino kyaleetebwa mu Parliament eno neeteesebwako neeyisibwa ne balemererwa okutuwa mu bujjuvu mu butongole. Ekyokubiri, bw'otunulira olutambi engeri gye bateesezaamu ekiteeso kino mu Parliament yaabwe, ekulaga bulazi nti no babadde bantu ababadde basinziira ku bye bawulidde mu lugambo, olugambo olutaliimu obukakafu. Ekyokusatu, olaba nti no abantu ababadde boogera ku Uganda ndowooza Uganda tebagimanyi, kubanga buli omu abadde ayimira okwogera abadde neka nooti akatono empapula empandiike nga kiraga babawadde coaching kiki kye balina okwogera ku Uganda ne kiki kye basaba ekolebwe. Kiki kye basaba ekolebwe. Nga bino byonna nga bwe ngambye basinzira mu kuwaayiriza okukoleddwa mu weeks nga 3 oba mwezi gumu emabega kasokedde tuva mu Arua municipality elections. Tetugaana nti no tewabadde ebikyamu ebikoleddwa mu Arua oba wano mu Kampala naddala engeri abantu gye bakwatibwamu abapoliisi n'abamagye, engeri bannamawulire gye bayisiddwamu. Tetugaana nti no ebikyamu tebibaddeemu, naye gavumenti eno tetunudde butunuzi. Ffe twandisabye bano bannaffe abazungu ekyokusooka okumanya tino okwemulugunya kuno biri mu bitongole byaffe ebikesi, biri mu mbuga zaffe ez'amateeka. Bo ng'abazungu tebalina buyinza okulagira kooti za Uganda okuyimiriza emisango egiri mu kooti. Tubasaba emirembe, batuwe obudde tunoonyereze emisango gino gyonna gitambule mu kooti nga bwe girina okuba, kubanga bo tebasobola kutukkiriza okwogera oba okubawa amagezi engeri gye baagala okuddukanyamu ebyobufuzi mu nsi zaabwe. Ekirala okulaba nti no bo tebalina buswavu nga bagamba nti no enkola yaffe, enkola ya Uganda nabo omulamu ogusinga omunene engeri gye boogeddemu, lwakuba Uganda eyimiridde nnyo ng'egaana ebyobusyazi. Bo balowooza nti engeri gye batuwamu obusente bwe batuwa tukkirize bukkirizi abantu baffe, abaana baffe abato bayingire mu busyazi. Ekyo Uganda ekiwakanya, tetukikiriza. Uganda si egoberera amateeka, egoberera si mateeka. Tetugenda kulondoola omuntu ayagala okulya ebisyazi, naye tetugenda kkiriza omuntu oba abazungu abagala okujja wano okuteekamu ssente okutambuza n'okusaasanya ebyobusyazi. Ekyo gavumenti ya Uganda n'eggwanga lyaffe kutwalira wamu tekkiriziganya nakyo. Oba baagala okuyimiriza ssente zaabwe, obuyambi bwe batuwa bayinza okukola nga bwe bagiraba, naye ekyokugamba nti lwakuba Uganda si njavu tukkirize ssente, lwakuba ate tukkirize ebyobusyazi, nedda. Ekyo tetugenda kikiriza. Ndowooza byebyo mu bufunze. Bino byonna ndowooza mu mwaka nga gumu okuva mabega oba kati emyaka 2 kasookedde China etandika okulaga amaanyi gerina mu nsi. Abasomera balwa mu baasa bakiraba nti abazungu bano bazze bagezaako okutunyigiriza, lwakuba balaba nti no Uganda n'Afrika okutwalira wamu enkola yaffe n'ensi eya China, n'eggwanga lya China ligenda lirongoka ate linywezebwa. Era bye tukoze wakati wa Uganda ne China tebikolwangako mu myaka gyonna gye tubadde tukolagana n'abazungu. Temulabangako enguudo ezizimbibwa mu bungi nga bwe tuzimbye mu myaka nga 10 oba 15 okuva mabega. Ebyamasannyalaze, ebyokuleeta wano, ebyamaguzi, ebya industries, okulaba nti no emirimu tugikolera wano industries. Mu kulaba okwaffe bano abazungu bakutemu enugu ebayingiddemu, kuba bo balowooza nti resources za Africa zibadde zaabwe, kati eggwanga eddala ezze tebakyaddamu okutulira ku Munnayuganda oba okutulira Omwafrika nga bye babadde bakoze mu myaka 3 mu myaka 5. N'olwekyo bagezaako okutabulatabula enkola yaffe n'eggwanga lya China. Naye kyandibadde kirungi okumanyisa bannayuganda nti no tewali ensi etakolagana n'ensi ya China, tewali ggwanga. Era ensi eya America yekyasinze ng'erina amabanja eri China. N'olwekyo bino bye boogera nti no China eze ejja kuyingiza ensi za Africa ne Uganda mu okubeera nga tekyasobola okusasula amabanja gerina bya bulimba, kubanga amabanja gonna getulina nga Africa, amabanja gonna getulina nga Uganda tezivude China, zivude mu bazungu. Lwaki mu myaka 3 mu myaka 5 Africa, ebyanfuna bya Africa, ebyobufuzi mu Africa, emirimu mu Africa tebitambudde nga China tebaddeewo. Myaka 5 emabega China tebaddeewo. Lwaki Africa tetambudde? Lwaki Africa tegenze mu maaso? Lwaki Africa tekulakulanye? N'olwekyo tuna okuzibukula maaso bano abazungu tubagambe baleme okutubuzabuza, baleme okutulimba. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala banange.
As usual.